Hey guys, welcome back. So in this today's session, we are going to learn about the go back and ARQ protocol. So as we said earlier, ARQ means automatic repeat request, right? So now in today's class, we'll try to understand what is the meaning of go back, then what is the meaning of n, then how to implement this noisy protocol, go back and ARQ we are going to see, right? So in the previous classes, we have explained what? We have explained the stop and wait protocol as well as the stop and wait ARQ protocol, right? Now if you observe here, so right, the sliding window protocol is different from the stop and wait protocol as well as the stop and wait ARQ protocol. So in stop and wait protocol, the sender can send only one frame at a time and cannot send the next frame without receiving the acknowledgement of the previously sent frame. So what is the meaning of this one is, if you watch my previous video, you will be understand one point is that if you want to send the information from the sender to receiver, the first thing is that at a time you can able to send only one frame, right? So when you can able to send the next frame, if you want to send the next frame, first we need to get the acknowledgement for the word, right? So we need to get the acknowledgement from the frame 1. After getting acknowledgement only, we are going to send the next frame. This is the procedure where we have seen in the stop and wait protocol as well as the stop and wait ARQ protocol. Suppose for example, let us you consider that this is my sender, this is my receiver. So if I can able, there is some possibilities that at a time you can able to send the 4 frames from the sender. So it means that at the same time I can able to send the frame 1, frame 2, frame 3, frame 4, right? But here what is happening? We are sending only one frame at a time. After getting acknowledgement only, there is a chance to send the one more frame. But if the capacity of the sender is something 4, right, that speed matching mechanism something is 4, then what is the need of sending one frame instead of sending the 4 frames? We can send 4 frames at a time, right? So if you want to send the multiple frames at a time, so here we have something called as the sliding window protocol, right? Now here what is the meaning of, later on we will see what is the meaning of go back. So now here n means that it is the sender window size. Suppose for example, if n value equal to 3, so what is the meaning of if n equal to 3 means from sender to the receiver, before getting the, try to remember this one, before getting the acknowledgement from the receiver, we can able to send the 3 frames. So n equal to 3 means the maximum number of frames that we can able to send from the transmitter to the receiver is the 3, right? So before getting the first acknowledgement from the receiver, it means that at the same point of the time period I can able to send the frame 1, frame 2, frame 3 from sender to the receiver. After getting the acknowledgement I can able to send only one frame, right? So why we are sending only one frame, that I have explained in the previous class, right? Hope you understand. Now see that here we are sending the multiple frame, right? So because of what? Because of here we have the concept of the window size. If window size, suppose something, if n equal to say 4, what is the meaning of this one? At a time we can able to send the 4 frames before getting the acknowledgement from the receiver. See that here only one frame at a time, but here even though we have the 4 frames, we can able to send from the sender to the receiver, but we cannot able to send the 4 frames. So one after another we are going to send. So that is the one of the limitation of the previous protocol. So this can be overcome by the go back and ARQ protocol. Now I hope you understand what is the meaning of n is window size. So if window size equal to n equal to 4 means the first time we can able to send the 4 frames from the transmitter to the receiver, right? Now if you still you don't understand, see that we have these type of categories, right? So either in simplest protocol or stop and wait protocol, or it may be stop and wait ARQ protocol. So it going to send only one frame at a time. After receiving the acknowledgement only, it is going to send the next frame. But in case of go back and ARQ protocol as well as the selective repeat ARQ protocol, so instead of sending the one frame, we can send the multiple frames. So how many frames that we can able to send, that is depends upon your window size, right? If n value or window size value equal to 4 means at a time we can able to send the 4 frames, right? So first we are going to see the capacity, based on that we are going to send the multiple frames. Now in this today's section we are going to discuss what? Go back and write. So it means that you have to remember the basic point is that it is work based on what? Sliding window protocol. Using windowing technique, instead of sending the single frame, we can able to transmit the multiple frames. So later on we have seen in the what is the meaning of sliding operation in the previous class, right? So in exam point of view, they will be asking what are the protocol that follows the sliding window operation. Means we need to explain. First one is the go back and ARQ protocol, and second one is the selective repeat ARQ protocol, right? So remember that here we are going to send the multiple frames based on what? Based on the window size, right? Now we'll go back to the go back and ARQ protocol. We'll see the what is the procedure of the go back and ARQ protocol. So after completion of this one, again we will come back here so that you will understand. First let me discuss this theory. What is the meaning of this one is, there are finite number of the frames and each frame consists of the sequence number for identification purpose. So what is the meaning of this one is, as we discussed right now, so we can able to send the multiple frames, right? Suppose for example n equal to 4, it means that I can able to send 4 frames at a time, right? Suppose some frame is lost from the transmitter to the receiver. Now at receiver we don't know exactly which frame we have the lost. Ante what is the meaning of this one? In communication channel, if you are sending the first frame, maybe it will receive in the first itself, or it may be received after receiving the this frame or this frame or this frame also. This is also one possibility, right? Based on the communication channel, if you are sending the first frame, it doesn't mean that it will go first, right? Based on the communication media type, based on the external parameter, even though if you are sending the first frame, it may be reached at the receiver. Now question is that this frame is lost, right? Now what we have to do is, in simple thing is that if some frame is lost, we need to ask for the retransmission, right? So we need to ask for the retransmission. Now even you don't know what is the number or name of this frame, then how you can able to ask the sender to the retransmit the particular frame? This is highly impossible. So in case of previous, only we are sending the one frame, right? If it is not reaching or if it is lost, only one frame means we are asking for the acknowledgement. But this, out of these 4 frames, we don't know exactly what frame is lost. So for that reason, when you are going to send the multiple frame from sender to the receiver, so we have something called as the identification mechanism. That identification mechanism we called as the sequence number. Suppose for example, I have the 4 frames. Let it be, I am going to give the number as the 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So I am going to send the 1, 2, 3, 4. Let 1 is received at the first, let be 3 is received at the second, then 2 is received at the third, then 4 is received at the fourth. Now see that this frame is lost. Suppose for example, this frame is lost. Now what is the number of this one? 3, right? So we can ask the sender to send the frame number 3 one more time. Why we can ask the particular frame? Because here we have the identification mechanism. That identification mechanism we called as the sequence number. In simple way, you can remember that when you are going to send the multiple frame, we require something called as the identification. So that what we here we are calling as the sequence number mechanism, right? So the number of frames that can be sent depends upon the window size of the sender. Suppose as we discussed in the previous, so if n equal to 4 means this is the size of the window size of the sender. It means that at a time we can able to send the 4 frames, right? Now here one more problem is that if the acknowledgement of the frame is not received within the time period, all frames in the current window is to be transmitted again. So remember this point. So after completion of the practical, we will come back here so that you will be understand, right? So see that in go back n determines what? The sender window size, and the size of the receiver window size is always 1. It means that at any point of time, receiver will receive only 1 frame, after that second, after that third, after that fourth, something like this. It does not accept the frame which are out of order and discard them. Suppose for example, what is the meaning of this one is, suppose you are going to send some frames, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is important point, try to understand. First I am going to send the frame number 1, then frame number 2 also received, so process completed. Something frame number 3 is lost. Then I send frame number 4, frame number 5. Now see that it is a frame number 4, frame number 5, right? But here it is at the receiver point, it is going to process everything in the sequence manner. So what is the starting number? 1, it will process, it will accept. The second also it will process, it will accept. But here what is happened to 3? 3 is lost, right? It means that it is waiting for the 3, but what is the information we send successfully? 4 and 5 sent. Now it will wait for the 3. If there is no 3 means it will not accept the remaining 4 and 5 also in case of the go back and ARQ protocol. So what is the meaning of this one is, if you don't understand, for example, suppose say for example let us say I am going to have some value, that value I have here passed here. Now for example I have ordered the three things, right? So first one I required biryani, second one I required something sambar rice, third one I required the curd rice. Now what that waiter has done is that, so before giving me to the biryani, he sent me the sambar rice, then he sent me the curd rice. Now I am paying something, for example, in generally I used to pay for single biryani, I used to pay 100 rupees, but I went to some 5-star hotel, so they are charging that for biryani it is something around 500 rupees. Now which one I asked for? First I required biryani because I am too much hungry. So after that, after completion of biryani, I will go for the sambar rice. Then later on I will go for the curd rice. But here what is happening means, first itself instead of the giving the biryani, he is giving the sambar rice. Then immediately he is giving the curd rice. But what is the expected thing you want? You want that biryani, but that biryani is not given. Now what you will do as a human being means, my requirement first is that biryani. Without eating the biryani, how can I able to eat the curd rice or sambar rice? So if you are not sending the biryani, I don't want the sambar rice and curd rice also. Now what that waiter has to do? First he has to bring the biryani, later on he has to bring the sambar rice, later on he has to bring the curd rice. So it means that it will process the frames order by order. If something missing means, even though the remaining frames are transmitted successfully, it will not accept in this case of the go back and ARQ protocol. Now in this case, what we have to do, where the frame is lost? 3, right? Now which one is successful, received 4 and 5, right? It will not accept 4 and 5 also. Now again what we have to do is, instead of sending the just frame number 3, we need to send the frame number 4 also, frame number 5 also. You might be having the doubt, if only frame number 3 is lost, what is the need of sending 4 and 5? If only 3 is sent means that is sufficient, right? But in this protocol it works based on this mechanism. If previous packet is not received, frame is not received, even though if the next frames are received also, it will discard. Now again you need to start from what? 2 only. Sorry, you need to start from again 3 only. That is the meaning of the go back and ARQ protocol. If you still understand, we will consider some scenario so that you will be understanding, right? Now if you see this diagram, what is the meaning of this diagram? So total how many frames we have? So we have the total number of frames. So 0 to 10 means binary number system means we have the 11 frames which are need to be sent from the transmitter part to the receiver part, right? So what is the window size as per the given question? N equal to 4. N equal to 4 means what is the meaning? At first time we can able to send the 4 frames from the transmitter to the receiver, right? Or sender to the receiver, right? It means I can able to send the 4 frames before getting what? Acknowledgement from the receiver. So what is the frame number? 0, 1, 2, 3. Why we are giving here numbering mechanism? For identification mechanism. That is what we called as the sequence number, right? Now, and we have discussed one more thing called as the sliding window protocol in previous class, right? That is also required here, right? Because go back and ARQ protocol will work based on the sliding window mechanism, right? Now see that for the first time we are sending the 4 packet because of the size of the window equal to 4. Now after that what we have to do means, suppose something, the receiver capacity is something what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we are going to process everything in the order, right? Now see that 1 is being processed means, or 0, 1, 2, 3 like that you consider, something like this. 0, 1, 2, 3. So now 0 is processed means 0 will be coming out, so that here nothing value will be there, so that it will send to the acknowledgement to the transmitter. Now how many empty locations here we have? This is just for example only, guys. So how many empty locations we have? Only 1. It means that the capacity here is only 1. So it means that next time I can able to send which frame? Already 0, 1, 2, 3 completed. Now we need to send the 4th frame, because here 4 will go here, something like this. Now see that the window will move to, so what is the window size at any point of time period? 4, right? It means that window size should be always 4 boxes only. Now if we are going to send the one more frame, nothing but 4, right? Now if we are doing something like this, it is completely wrong. Remember, this is completely wrong. Why? The window size is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But any point of the time period, window size should be 4 only. It means that what we have to do means, after sending the fourth frame, this window will move to what? 4, then 3, 2, 1. It means that 0 is successfully sent as well as the acknowledgement also received. These frames are the sent from the transmitter to the receiver. But what we are doing, we are waiting for the acknowledgement. These frames are not yet sent in the communication, right? So this is the meaning of this one. Now see in this next diagram, you will understand. Now window is moved to what? 4, because the frame 4 number is the transmitted. Right, now what I am going to do is, I am going to get the one more acknowledgement for what? 1. So one more acknowledgement for 1 means we can fill the one more value, right? One more frame, right? Now which frame is expected to send? 4 is completed, right? The next frame is the 5th one. Now windows, I see that it is moving from towards the left direction. So 1 is already completed, right? Now window size will be always 4, but this time it will start from the 5, 4, 3, 2, right? Now here we are going to send, after getting the acknowledgement for the 1, we are sending the 5th frame. Now see that here we have the same example. After getting the acknowledgement for the frame number 1, we are sending the 5th frame, so that now window will start from the 5, 4, 3, 2. Why? Because window size equal to 4 only. Now here we will understand what is the problem occurs in go back and ARQ protocol. So after completion of this one, you will be understanding what is the meaning of go, what is the meaning of back. As of this point of time, we know that what is the meaning of when, that is nothing but the window size. Based on window size, we can able to send those many packets from the sender to the receiver. Now see that what is happening. So 1 we received, so that we send the 5th one, right? Now see that for example here what we are going to do is, the second one is not received. It means that the second one acknowledgement or second data is something lost. Just for example, you consider like this. Now if the second one is lost, right? So second one is lost, something you remember like this. Now what is the data already we have sent here? Fine, like that you make the assumptions. I have transmitted the 0, 1, 2, but here due to some communication error, the second one did not reach to the receiver, right? It means that the second one did not reach to the receiver, right? So but what is happening here, we have sent the packet number 3, 4 as well as the 5, right? 3, 4, 5 we have the sent, right? But as I told in previous example, something biryani cut rice something, it will process in the everything in the sequence manner, right? 0 is processed, 1 also processed, it is waiting for the 2, but it is not received the 2. But meanwhile, what are the things we passed? 3, 4, 5 is completed. Now what will be happen? What will be happen? Will it accept 3, 4, 5 even though it is successful? No, it will not accessible. First let me complete the 2, then only I will see the 3, 4, 5. That is the meaning of this one. So if you observe here, now what we have to retransmit? We have to retransmit the entire window size. Now what is the current windows number? 2, 3, 4, 5. It means that again we need to transmit the 2, 3, 4, 5. See here. So frame number 2 is lost from sender to the receiver. Again we need to transmit 2, 3, 4, 5. If you still don't understand, then let me take one more example so that you will understand properly. Yeah guys, if you don't understand this one, so let me consider one more example so that you will understand. So here what is the meaning of this one is, I need to transmit these many frames, right? So these frames I need to transmit from the sender to the receiver. So what is the current window size as per the given question? Something n equal to 4, right? It means that I can able to send the 4 frames at a time. Now what is the window size here? Something n equal to 4, right? So it means that at a time we can able to send the frame number 0, 1, then one more is the 2, then one more is the 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3 we can able to send, right? So now here what I am going to make the assumption, something is like that. The moment if I am going to send these frames 0, 1, 2, 3, right? 4 frames we can send. Something happened to this one. So in between the communication itself it is lost. The 4th one is something received, right? Now what receiver will do is, it will process the one frame by another frame. What is the frame number 0? First it will process, right? After processing, what will be done? It will send the back to the acknowledgement. After receiving the acknowledgement, we can able to send the next frame, right? So we are going to send the frame number 4, right? Now it is the frame number 4. Now see that again what window has to do? Window has to move, right? So now window will move from only n equal to 4 means 0 is completed, means now current window size is something 4, 3, 2, 1. Remember, this is important. Once it is done, after some time you will be getting the acknowledgement for what? 1, right? So this is a 1, right? You will be getting the acknowledgement for the 1. So after getting the acknowledgement for the 1, we can transmit the 1 for one more frame, right? Now what the window size will be? Something this one, right? So 5, 4, 3, 2 is the window size, right? Now we are sending the frame number 5, right? Now which one is expected here? 0 is processed, 1 is processed. Now which one is expected here? The 2 is expected here, but what is happening? The 2 is not received. So before 2, what are the things which is received? 3 is received, 4 is received, 5 also received. Now if it is processing in the sequence order as per the go back and ARQ protocol, right? Now if it is not getting the 3 means it will not accept the remaining successful packet also. It means that after that 2, if you have the 1000 packet also, it will not accept even if it is transmitted successfully. Now what we have to do is, in generally as a human being, if you are retransmitting the frame number 2, it is sufficient, right? But it is something different in the go back and ARQ protocol. It means that if something error is happened, now what we have to do is we need to retransmit the, right? We need to retransmit the entire window. Entire window is nothing but the, what is the current window we have, that window, whatever the frames we have inside of that current window, all the frames should be retransmitted, right? So what is the meaning of this one? So all the frames should be retransmitted. Now see that if 2 is not accepted, something it is lost, it won't accept biryani, curd rice or sambar, right, or something. Now what we have to do is, now what is the current window size? 5, 4, 3, 2, right? The window size is something 2, 3, 4, 5, right? This is the current window size, right? Again we need to perform the retransmission for the 2, 3, 4, 5. Even though if these are successfully received, it will process in the sequence order. If something 2 is failed, it will not accept the remaining frames also, right? So for that again we need to perform the retransmission of the what? Current window. So if you observe here, what is the current window here? 5, 4, 3, 2. That same thing we are going to again retransmission, right? Now what will be happen means, if 2 is successfully received, it will send the acknowledgement, so that we can able to send the next frame is nothing but the current window will be something 6. Now if 3 is received, we can able to send the 7. If 4 is received, we can able to send the 8th frame, something like this operation will operation. So important point is that here you need to understand, if something sequence frame is lost, it will not accept the remaining successful frame also. Again whatever the current location window is we have, we need to retransmit the same frames one more time, then only again we need to get the acknowledgement back, again we need to perform the retransmission operation. Now if you see here, what is the limitation here? Instead of sending the last frame, we are sending the, we are retransmitting the current window or remaining frames also, right? This is what one of the limitation of the go back. And now what is the meaning of go back? If something this 2 is lost, again we are going back to the entire window, again we are performing the retransmission operation. So going back, then again we are retransmitting the 5, 4, 3, 2, nothing but 2, 3, 4 one more time. So this is what we call go to the back, again retransmit the same window one more time, because it is not accepting the remaining frames also. That is the meaning they have given this name as the go back in ARQ, right? So automatic repeat request means something, if here acknowledgement is not received or received, if it is received means within the time boundary it will send this one. So here I have not activated any timer, if you observe here, but default I am going to consider that timer is activated, right? So timer is activated. If no timer is activated means again it will wait for the infinite of the time period, so that no communication process will be done, right? So I hope you understand this go back and ARQ protocol. Thank you guys, thank you very much.